G'day explorers, part 3 of this epic adventure is our push south to one of the most famous signs signalling the end of the Carretera Austral Highway in Chile and one of the most beautiful towns I've seen, Villa O'Higgins. This was the destination we wanted to get to when we set out on this trip. We dealt with long days, hectic iced up muddy roads, snow, flat tyres, but the Patagonian Pisco Warrior Wolfpack still made it with a ton of laughs along the way. Hope you enjoy. Morning everyone. So we decided last night that we were actually going to try to do a push down to Villa O'Higgins, which is the most southern stop. We were reading on some of the pages last night, some of the trail pages, that the road was closed because of the ice and snow. But we're going to have a crack at it anyway. So it's not actually closed, it's just there's just a warning on it. So that was the purpose of the trip, to get down there. So we're going to have a crack at it. So we didn't party too much last night. We're up early this morning and we're gonna head off. Cam's actually going to drop his bike off just at a sort of the lady that rented this lodge to us has got a place where he can secure a place where he can park it, so he's going to jump in the car with me, and the boys have got a little bit more off-road setup, so they're gonna take a run at it. So yeah, it's going to be good. As I said, that was the purpose of the trip, so I'm glad we're having a crack at it, and we'll show you the trip along the way, and yeah, hope you enjoy it. Boys, one.
Hey.
Hello.
All right, all set up?
We're going to take a run at Villa O'Higgins. Yeah, we're gonna, yeah, so it's weird with the dogs down here. Well, not weird. It's quite unfortunate that there's so many strays, but especially out in these rural towns, they actually look after them quite well. So we were joking last night saying that this dog here might be called Barry here, and then he'll live here for 3 days and he'll chuff off down the road, and the next door neighbour or the neighbour down the road will have a different name for him, and he'll hang out there for a couple of days. And yeah, you just often see people walking up the road with 3 or 4 or 5 dogs following them, and they're quite friendly and all that sort of stuff. They're not gnarly and they don't have a go at you or anything. They're just trying to get through life, and they get looked after. So they've got a pretty good adoption program too. So they adopt stray dogs before they buy them. So trying to reduce the population of stray dogs in Chile. But yeah, as I said, they're all nice and friendly. So give them a pat every now and then. I've chucked another layer of thermals on. So I've got a thermal, my hiking thermal, and my hoodie, and then I've got my rain jacket as well because it's sub-zero, so on the trail. So anyway, we'll get into it and we'll check in later on. How's your first experience in the sport car, mate?
Oh yeah, so far so good. A little bit more comfortable.
Yeah, it's a tough gig.
Yeah. Got to spring into action once.
Yeah. You always got to be ready. So we're just sort of about 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away from Puerto Yungay, which apparently is where we're taking the ferry. But we've just good news and some bad news. The good news is we're going to make it to Vio Higgins, which is the most southern part of the Austral Road before you have to cross into Argentina and come back down the bottom. So that was the plan, to get to Vio Higgins. But there was one fork in the road. The boys went on the bikes, they were a bit ahead of us. They the only fork. Yeah, the only fork in the road. They went to where the sign said Vio Higgins or Puerto Yungay. And our GPS was telling us to go the other way. So we made an executive decision, chose to follow the GPS, and it took us to some servo in a back road in Tortel, which is not Puerto Yungay where the barge is. Snow-capped mountain peaks on a dead quiet lake. Eating macaroni and cheese out of camp stoves. Drinking coffee, playing cards while you're waiting for a barge. That's what it's all about. The adventure, the exploration, a little bit of passing time.
Because it says that Vio Higgins is that way, but Route 7 is that way.
That's exactly what happened to us before.
So I don't know what's happening.
Vio Higgins.
I don't have any reception to see the map. Actually,
hold up.
We have
Where's
to go
my little
left
map
or
book?
right.
He's going to get his map book.
Oh yes, that would be great.
Little bit of a dilemma. A fork in the road, and we all know what happened last time. We ended up going about 50 k's in the wrong direction and missed a ferry, so I'm just going to check.
Here's my little backpack.
Anyway, oh, maybe this bus can help us. You going to stop the bus?
Actually, the end of the Route 7 is that way, and it ends in a river.
Right.
But the end of the Austral Road is is by the left.
Right, okay.
And that is going to another village. Vio Higgins.
Vio Higgins, yeah.
Okay?
Okay. What he just said then is that way is to the end of Route 7, which is where we want to take the photos. That's the most southern point of Chile's Carretera Austral Route 7 highway. And that way is still the Austral highway, but it's to Vio Higgins.
And I think Vio Higgins is the furthest, most southern town you can drive to without crossing into Argentina, and then going around and then back into Chile.
I explained that to them the other day when after one he explained it to me, so that's good.
Cute.
To Vio Higgins. So I just stopped for a little bit because we're above the snow line now on the mountains at 402 meters elevation. As you can see, there's, oh dude,
First time you played with snow?
first time I picked up snow, man.
Hey. Oh, have a look over the edge here.
And it's weird because you're driving up sort of the cliff face, well, driving up sort of the mountain road, and you're concentrating on the road so much, and then you look to your left and you realise you're on a side of a massive cliff, and you're in mountains of snow. Ooh. Yeah, buddy! Woo! That's what it's all about. Explore mode, baby! 1, 2, 3.
Didn't go as far as I wanted to, and I put out my shoulder.
That's so cool. Here we are. The old Higgins.
Oh yeah. Made it.
That was a tough drive. I'm absolutely knackered. Some food, some sleep, and then we go back that way.
Yeah. Back the exact road we went.
Back the exact roads we were in all the way down here. Oh well, it's all about. So, we just got to the hostel at the end of the road, and let's tell you what happened here. It's Kamagata. Oh well. What? He's having a dance with Husky. Yeah, so we were just at the service station up the road and heard it leaking, so we quickly shot down the road to where we're staying, so at least we're on flat ground. I was just saying to Cam, at least we're here at the hotel on flat concrete, and not on the side of a mountain that we were just driving on. So the only way that this could have worked out better is if you didn't get a flat at all. But we'll get it changed while we got some daylight, and yeah, we'll be ready again for tomorrow, and that'll be the spare done. So I'll have to take it a little bit easy and make sure we don't get another flat, otherwise we are absolutely knackered.
The good thing is only the low part of the wheel is punctured.
Yeah. Such a nice little place. It's a good last stop. Pretty much surrounded by panoramic 300, almost 360 degree views of snow-capped mountains. It is freezing cold. And the tyre iron they had in the boot of the car doesn't fit. The nuts. Oh well, apparently the only restaurant in town that we can eat at is about to close too, so we're going to maybe see if there's a mechanic in town who might be able to help us tomorrow. Alright, Alejandro, who runs the place, had a tyre iron, so we're back in business. Whew. Morning, Michael.
Morning, everyone.
We're doing a bit of bike wash.
Yeah, it was time.
Excellent. So we're just at this little lodge. I can't remember what it's called. I'll get the sign out the front. But it all looks sort of fairly new. It's really nice inside. So I'll give you a look inside. But Apparently they only settled this town in 1965. So, and it was Alejandro who owns this place. Daniel from Moto Patagonia, who rented Camby's bike. We were going to try to do this trip from Porto Tortel, which is where we accidentally went yesterday to miss the barge, Cam and I. We were going to try to go Porto Tortel to here and then back in a day, and it was just not possible. It looked okay on the maps, but it's definitely not a day trip. So Daniel from Moto Patagonia suggested that we get in touch with Alejandro, who runs this place, because he's a good bloke and can put us up, which he did. It was fantastic. He stayed open for us last night. Make sure we got in, had coffees ready, had the fire going, and then obviously you saw the video when we got in. We had to change the tyre and all that sort of stuff. So Alejandro got a hold of the mechanic who lives 2 or 3 blocks down, so we went round to his house at about 7:30 at night, dropped the tyre off, and at 10 o'clock this morning on the dot, he drove back around this morning with the tyre. There she is there. Let's see if I can show you the mark. There it is, right there. That's the culprit. Yeah, so he dropped it round to us this morning, and it cost me $20 to repair the tyre, and he said it's good to go. You could drive back to Santiago and back here, and it shouldn't be any drama. So pretty confident with that analysis. Yeah, so we've adjusted the route home to give us a bit more time to do that, and we'll take a quick drive down. It's about 7 or 8 k's away to the end of the road, which is the end of Route 7, and that's the most southern point of Chile you can get to on the Austral Highway before you have to cross over into Argentina. So we'll go pop some champagne down there. Not literally, we might shake up a Pepsi bottle or something to celebrate it, and take a couple of photos at the end, because it's quite an iconic point of Chile, and that was the purpose of this trip, to get down to that end point. And then we're going to make our way back to Porto Tortel. Is it Porto Tortel or is it Caleta Tortel? Sorry, Caleta Tortel. Puerto meaning port, Caleta I think meaning town. Yeah, so we'll get back there, we'll stay the night there. So it's a little bit of a softer day today. We had a great sleep last night, my God. We've been doing 8 to 12 hours on the road, on hard roads too, and then getting 5-6 hours sleep and then jumping back on the road again. So got a good chunk of 8.5 hours sleep last night. Nice soft day today, cut through 4 or 5 hours driving. Catch the 5 p.m. barge, get into Caleta Tortel at 6:30 or something, dinner and stay there the night. We're actually going to skip the rafting. We were going to go back to the little town we had lunch and go whitewater rafting, but we're going to skip that because the weather, it looks absolutely horrible. And I know all you hardcore fans out there will say, why do you need good weather to go whitewater rafting? But when you mix that in with sub-zero temperatures, and then rain and sleet, rafting just doesn't cut the mustard. So I'm going to skip that, and then jump back up to Cochrane to pick up Cam's bike, and then make the couple of stops home. So I think we can do it in one stop, but we've got time for 2 stops back up to where the ferry picks us up. So we take a little bit of a different route on the way home. Instead of going up through all the stops and all the towns we went to, we're going to jump on a ferry. It goes for 14 hours, the ferry is, and it drops us all the way back up to Chiloé. So 14-hour ferry to the island of Chiloé, and then we do a little bit of driving and we jump back on another ferry, and that takes us to the point of the end of the Pan American Road. So that's a 8 thousand kilometer highway that goes from Alaska all the way down to the end point, which is where we'll end up. So a couple of iconic points. One's this afternoon, the end of the Austral Highway, most southern part of Chile, and then we'll go back up a couple of days and find the end of the Pan American Highway, coming down from Alaska. So stop there and take a few photos and a bit of a video, and then we head back to Puerto Montt, and then we'll head half an hour north of Puerto Montt to Puerto Varas, That's where we drop off Cam's bike, wash the car, get it ready, hand back to the rental, back down to Puerto Montt. Then we hand back the rental car, jump on the plane back to Santiago. Whew. So this is a hostel in Rio Higgins. Hola. Alejandro is his name. You get around, it looks like it's all fairly new. So Juan asked him when he was translating to find out how old the town is, and it was actually settled in 1965. And there was no indigenous natives here. Apparently the indigenous tribes were from the mountain range to the ocean and on the other side of the range here, so this is actually a genuine settlement. And Alejandro's grandfather was actually a part of the original settlers. So these are the original settlers here, and this is Alejandro's grandfather. Yeah, so that kind of explains why the town is it looks relatively new. It's a nice sort of I don't know what you'd call the kind of architecture and stuff, but see all the parks are nice sort of timber roof walkways, and
you can see the views are amazing.
yeah. Maybe you can get through the window there, guys. You can see the little lookouts. There's 2 or 3 little lookouts on the hill. Never gets old for us, so I hope it's not getting old for you guys, but have a look at this. Perfecto. Off to the servo, gonna get fuel because we couldn't get fuel yesterday because the air was leaking out of the tyre, so we had to get to the hostel really quick to get the flat ground. So we're gonna put throw some fuel in, check all the tyre pressures. I might bring them down about 6 psi or something to make the rocky road a little bit smoother. And then we'll crack on to the end of the road, the end of Route 7. This is it, we're here. Wait!
Fucking made it!
We made it!
Yeah!
Woohoo!
247 Ks. The worst road I could imagine.
Yeah, buddy!
Well done, Patagonia Biscuit Burgers.
Hey!
This is it.
Nice day.
So, translate this for me, please, mate.
It says, welcome to Lago Higgins, end of the Austral Road. 1,247 kilometers.
In the bottom?
That's capital
Yeah.
of Patagonian glaciers.
Yeah. Woo! 8 days. 8 days on the road. 8 days and we made it to the southernmost part of Chile that you can get through by car without crossing to Argentina, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we did.
Right, get out the champagne, yeah? Champagne, Pisco.
I promised that.
I said we're going to shake up a Pepsi bottle.
I want this to the family.
That's a good feeling, guys. It's a good feeling. All right, now we're just going to start the trek back. We're just going to go back to Rio Higgins. Just tighten up the wheel nuts on the top wheel and tyre changed. Check the tyre pressures again, make sure they're okay. Get some lunch at the restaurant, and then start our journey home. Ciao.